just gonna leave it. All right, today we're gonna show how we make the hot and the sour soup. You can notice in here, you'll notice it's gonna be very different from everyone else. It's just my take on it. I'm gonna point out your recipe, what we have in here. This is cooked pork already, and you could use a raw pork. Cut it to small strips on here. I just have some cooked pork, so I'm gonna use it. All right. I'm using the scallion toward the end. I like to brown the meat with shallot as always. This one box 12-ounce firm tofu. I cut it up to small strip like this. Okay, 16-ounce can of bamboo shoots. Just a few dry, what they call the cloud air mushrooms. 6-ounce can of watermelon chestnut. A few slices of carrot for color. Basically, not much odor in there. And this is 8 ounces mushroom, fresh mushroom. Remove the stems and slice it up. And what's gonna be in the soup is gonna be white vinegar, just regular white vinegar, black pepper, ground it, soy sauce, and a good old broth over here. So that I like to put oil, brown, to brown them. If you use a raw meat, you brown it a few minutes until the meat's almost half cooked first. Alright, and this, since it's the cooked meat, I'm going to let it brown just a minute or two. And basically, I cook it with the shallot to get the flavor out. And here's on here, my recipe is gonna be 12 cup soup broth. And then I could put the soup broth in there. 1, 2, 3. This is about 5 over here. You could make a huge pot and then you could go on to later. So this one here, this is a bit thicker. So you can see it's 12 cup of the soup broth in here. I turn it high, and then I could throw this the cut up veggie in there now. So this one I could use them to cook, and now you just put it in high heat to bring it to boil. The tofu, and I will put it later after it's boil in there, and soy sauce, vinegars, and comes in later as after I put the tofu in. Now my soup is up to full boil for a couple minutes. This is the time I'm gonna put my tofu in there. And time to, so now kind of bring it back down. Time to put the other stuff in there. Okay, for this one, half cup around half cup of the soy sauce. So all right, if you need a little bit less, if you like it less salty or more salty, you can adjust the how much the soy sauce you put in there. So I can put basically, for me, half cup of soy sauce is real good, and vinegar is the same thing, half cup of the white vinegar. Some people will like to get the more fancy, the Chinese vinegar, and some people say it tastes much better, and for me it's okay. So now about half cup of vinegar in there, so continue to boil it. Oh, one thing I forgot to say, the cloud air mushroom just don't need, they come in a very dry form, so put a small handful of it and soak in water. You have to soak in water for a few hours for it to fully expand it. And look for, and some of them have the three box on them, so you need to cut those out. All right, so in here, so that's my soy sauce and vinegar. You could taste it later to make sure to the level you like. And then 1 teaspoon of a black powder. Okay, if you like it more spicy, you could put more. Less spicy, you could put less. So basically I use a 1 teaspoon as a mark. So this is 1 teaspoon black powders in there. Mix it up, let it boil. And that's the same, you know, we're going after mix everything well, and I'm gonna taste the soup. He's whether to my taste or not. It's like here. And that's the level of the hot and sour and salty level I like. So this is ready, and the last thing I'm gonna put in is, I'm turning the heat off now. Okay, so I don't need to boil anymore, and I'm gonna put I like to put the onions into a hot one to cook my onions. Some people like to put it in, not to put them in until they serve, so I like to put it in to have a cook. And approximately gonna put about 1 teaspoon, why not measure it, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. And my friend, that's my take on hot and sour soup.